Hey guys, this is Brianne with Positive Partners Dog Training, and I just want to take a quick second to talk about using long leashes when you're walking your dog. So I know that for right now, the Watauga Humane Society dog park is closed because it was deemed by the government a non-essential part of their services. So some of your dogs may be going a little bit stir crazy because they're not getting the chance to get out and run around and sniff about and just be dogs. So I'm out here at the Banner Elk Park today with nobody else, just me and Brody. Saw a couple people in the distance, but I wanted to talk about using long lines when you're walking your dog. So a long leash is just what it sounds like. It is a really long leash. I like to use a 10 to 15 foot leash when I'm out walking Brody. So it gives him a chance to still sniff around and be a regular dog. Good boy. So I can call him over off of the pathway. So there's somebody coming, so we're gonna move over and give them plenty of room. But it's a great way to give him a lot of freedom on the leash so he can still run and sniff and do whatever he wants to without getting in my way, without getting all tangled up. So it's just a great way to let your dog be a dog, because if you can't go to the dog park, they might not be getting a chance to explore those natural behaviors. It is really important when you're using a long leash that you are using a harness with your dog. I like to use a harness that clips in the back because it's a little bit safer. So you don't want your dog out on a long leash or on like a retractable leash or anything like that and just have it clipped to their collar and then take off running, because they hit the end of that leash, it's just gonna whip them back and it could really cause some damage. So I always like to use a harness, and I prefer to use a harness that clips in the back. And with Brody, I've actually trained him that it's okay if he pulls a little bit when we have the leash clipped on the back of the harness. It does take a little bit of practice handling the leash if you're using a long leash. Easy. Whoa, thank you. If you're using a long leash versus using a retractable leash. I'm not a real big fan of retractable leashes. They're generally not very safe. They've got that thin cord, super easy to get that wrapped around a finger or a leg and get a cut or even lose a finger. And those thin cords often break if you don't have the right size leash for the right size dog. The other reason I'm not a huge fan of them is the locking mechanisms can break, so you may not be able to control where your dog is, and those big handles are hard to hold on to. So if your dog takes off and you don't have a good grip and you drop that handle, when that big old thing, plastic thing, starts clacking along behind them, it may scare your dog and it can be hard to catch him. So I do prefer long leashes. You can get them on Amazon, or you can pick them up from the pet place. So they carry the lupine leashes, which are my favorite brand because lupine has a lifetime guarantee, even if your dog chews through it. So that's what I use for all my training clients and in training classes. So if there's any damage to the leash that makes it not safe, super easy to get it replaced. You just have to send them in pictures. So I'm just gonna show you guys what this looks like. It's a little bit hard to handle the long leash with just one hand if I'm using my other hand for filming. So I'm just using my 10-foot leash today, but I'll show you what it looks like with Brody. And again, he's getting to do whatever he wants to as long as he's not dragging me down the street. Hey, Brody. He's just hanging out. Yeah, good boy. Keep going. You can see we've got a rear clip harness. He is wearing the Pet Safe 3-in-1. And he's getting to pick what direction we're going, you know, within reason. We're staying on the path, we're not going into anybody's yard, but he's picking the direction and the speed. And we have worked on this a lot. We've spent a lot of time on leash training. So for the most part, he doesn't really pull. And today's walk is all about Brody. So I'm letting him sniff and explore and just be a dog. In fact, that is his cue. When we've been healing or he's been walking nice and close to me and I'm ready to just let him do whatever he wants to, then I do actually tell him just to be a dog. He's got a pretty good recall. So if I see somebody coming along the path, easy. Hey, thank you, good job. So if I see somebody coming or something like that, then I'll just call him back to me and he generally will come without me having to pull him in. Here, Birdie, come here. Can we heel across the driveway? Easy. Good job. And I'm not holding the leash, just dragging. Okay, be a dog. I didn't pick up the slack. He just walked by me, but we've spent a lot of time on that. So one of the big things with using a long leash is that you do need to make sure that you have some control of your dog. So it is nice if you can get them to stop and wait for you to bring the leash in. Nice. Or if you can call them back to you. Typically when I'm walking, easy. We're not going to eat those birds. Thank you. Typically when I'm walking, yeah, nice. With the long leash, I use my second hand to pull up the slack. So if I were to catch up with him like here, I usually don't let it drag. I gotta pee on that, huh? Especially with my 15 and 20 foot leashes, that's a lot of extra leash. So I don't like to let it drag. So I'll just pull it up and do a little accordion fold and make some bunny ears. Easy does it, thank you, with my hands. So I don't have a bunch of leash just flopping around. But you can see happy boy getting to really explore, and he's getting to take in a lot more sights and sounds on the pathway this way, getting to pee on everything, check the mail. And if you didn't know, you probably do, but scent is a very big part of our dog's world. So when I'm walking with my dogs, I pretty much don't care. Easy. Hey, hey. Thank you. I don't care if they're sniffing a bunch, because this walk is for him. If I want to walk for exercise, I'm probably just going to leave Brody at home. Not only because he has short legs and probably can't keep up, but I just don't think it's fair to my dog. We don't get out a whole lot anyways as it is. I just don't think it's fair to him to take him somewhere and not let him sniff at all. The other thing I'll do sometimes is say, all right, the first 10 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes is all you, dude. Sniff everything you want to, and then maybe we'll do 5 or 10 minutes more of focused walking where he's got to stay by my side. Easy, thank you. He can't just be, hey, hey, what are you doing? That's better. He can't just be dragging me off to sniff everything. And then we go back to 5 or 10 minutes of allowing him to sniff. So that way it's kind of 50-50. I like to look at working with my dogs as a partnership. You know, I'm not here just to rule his world and control, easy does it, thank you, every little aspect of his life. And I also don't want him to rule my world and be in control of every little aspect of what I do either. So I try to do everything as easy, hey, thanks, as equal as possible. And I talk to my dogs a lot, as you can see. So I have been working with him on teaching him that easy means we need to slow down, stop pulling, and I thank him a lot. So obviously, this way. Yeah, good job, good boy. Yeah, go be a dog. So I can't treat him while we're walking because I got my hand on the phone, but I can still thank him for being polite. If we see another dog coming, of course, the most polite thing to do, easy, is to make sure that we shorten up on our leash. So Brody here is always a fan of social distancing, regardless of any pandemics that may be going on in the world. So I don't allow him to do on-leash greetings because sometimes he's a little bit of a jerk. So if another dog's coming, I always pull up on the leash, call him to me, and have him, hey, easy, wait by my side, or we stop and wait, or we walk by with a short leash. And the same thing for people. You know, not everybody wants to greet your dog. No matter how friendly your dog may be, another human or another dog may not be friendly. So common courtesy I just always bring him close to me when we're interacting with people or passing by people or other dogs. Another thing that is important when you're walking your dog on a longer leash than your typical 6 or 8 foot leash is having a really solid leave it cue. Hey, easy, slow down. Brody, thank you. Let's go. So you may need to ask them to not pick something up or to keep going at a distance because your dog is going to be 10 to 15 feet out in front of you. So it is really nice to have a nice trained leave it so you can get them not to get into trouble while they're out in front of you. So hey, easy. Good. So the top 3 things are a really good recall. Hey, thank you. So having your dog come when called, or at least having them be able to give in to leash pressure so you can get them back to you, a good leave it, and then being polite and giving distance to other people. So yeah, that's the quick, easy, fast tips on how to get your dog a little extra exercise and enrichment, especially if you can't get out to the dog park during these very interesting times. And of course, these are great tips all year round. I almost always walk Brody on a long leash when we go out because we don't often go out just for fun. Places I have a crazy busy schedule between the farm and training your dogs. It's hard for us to get out and adventure. So when we do, I like to make sure that he gets to soak in as much as he can of the outside world. So if you have any questions about long leash walking, please let me know. I do have a couple of example videos of how to handle your long leash, how to fold it up, as well as when you're done with it, as well as how to handle it while you're actually walking with your dog. So how to pull it in and accordion it while you're going nice and safely. So I'll be sharing those as well. But let me know if you have any questions about this or what harnesses or anything else you want to see. Just let me know. Brody and I have a little extra time on our paws right now for training. So just give me a shout and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.